But again, using that language of like, but this is not here to replace you. This is here to enhance what we're doing right now. It's actually going to make our jobs a little bit easier. That might be the way that you can take that conversation.
Yes. Welcome back, leaders, to the LeadHer Lounge. Today, we're going to talk about how AI is taking over, maybe
Dun, dun,
yes.
dun. Yeah.
So we want to clarify that there are two different situations with AI. One where, yes, maybe you have a situation in your company where AI is replacing a lot of your people's role, your team members' role, and you have to have that conversation. That's not what we're going to cover today. We are going to cover the topic where AI is brought to your company to be implemented in some of those processes to enhance those processes.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
so we're going to talk about that. So maybe let's cover a little bit about what issues maybe leaders are facing right now with AI. And the first one is just job displacement.
Yeah.
Anxiety.
So it's the anxiety about it. So like Erika said, we're not going to talk about those roles that are actually being replaced. The conversation is going to be a little different. So you might be implementing an AI process and your employees some might be on board. Some might be like, great, this is coming in to replace my job. So now what am I supposed to do? So just having these conversations, I think we'll get to the action items towards the end of our episode, but having some conversations to just kind of alleviate that anxiety of like, listen, this is enhancing our process, or your role, not replacing your role. And that language is super important to use too.
Yes, I think the language is everything. The way that we are communicating those changes with our team members, talking about enhancement, I think that's
Instead of taking over or
Yes.
replacing. Yeah.
we're gonna enhance this process with this instead of we're gonna replace this process with this because it's just gonna trigger something in your team members'
Yeah.
mind. The second one is you kind of like titled this one the Wild West yesterday or before yesterday.
The
when we were
Wild
talking
Wild
about-
West.
Yes.
Yeah, it is kind of, the AI right now is like the Wild West, especially with these organizations who are trying to implement these processes and automate some things maybe with AI, but there's not a lot of guidelines or boundaries. Like some employees might actually be using AI and you don't know that they're using AI. And maybe it's a beneficial thing where it's actually making them more productive, but maybe it's something where they're maybe taking advantage of it in a way where there's supposed to be elements where they probably should be using their brain power or or collaboration even, and to be more innovative, and they're not because they just want to kind of skip that step and be like, let's see what ChatGPT says today. So yeah, it is kind of crazy, and I think a lot of organizations are struggling to set boundaries because even AI in general, like it is.
We don't know the capacity.
Yeah,
yet.
right. Like a lot of, us common folk, we don't know what the capacity is yet.
Yes.
And a lot of organizations don't either. So it's kind of hard to put up like boundaries and guidelines and policies in place when no one really knows where this is headed.
Yes, and I think that the other kind of factor that leaders have to face with AI, bringing AI, is losing the human connection, which is you actually have to lean on that human relation even more because I mentioned this in one of our episodes, even for the dating, the dating world where people is utilizing some of those ChatGPT and Gemini and all of those things to answer questions
On their dating apps.
On the dating apps. So it is sad and in some sense that is happening as well. But we have the opportunity as leaders to build that connection with our team members. And I know we're not talking about working virtually, like remotely right now. We covered that topic again last week, I believe.
Yeah.
But sometimes we bring people back because we want that connection, but we still are in our computers. We still are having those meetings in computers. We are still not having that connection and no in-person meetings. So how we can lean on that connection more, because something that AI cannot do is bring the creativity and innovation that people bring when they're together in a room brainstorming. So you need to show your people that we need you. We
Yeah.
need your creativity. We need your diverse thinking. We need you. This is just gonna AI just gonna help us with you having more time for that innovation. If
Absolutely.
possible.
Definitely.
Yes. So now 3 best practices, things that modern leaders can start doing, and we talk about this is listen before you lead.
Yeah. I mean, I think we probably have touched on this in so many episodes, but it's so important. Like, listen to the concerns that your people are having,
Yes.
hearing them out. And you might not have all the answers, but you can still empathize with them and let them know, like, I understand where you're coming from. But again, using that language of like, but this is not here to replace you. This is here to enhance what we're doing right now. It's actually going to make our jobs a little bit easier. That might be the way that you can take that conversation.
Yes, and ask open-ended questions because you do need to know what your team members are. Sometimes there are leaders that are very in the weeds and they know what's going on with the processes. But when you're a leader, you kind of like oversee things, but you don't know what they're doing every single day. So you don't really know how this is affecting them. So you need to ask questions to make sure that, hey, like this is not actually helping me to be more productive. So ask those questions and learn from them so you can actually bring those concerns to your people and let them know that you're going to bring those concerns to your leaders so you can figure it out. You need them. You need their voices so everything can be a little bit more smooth because at the beginning it's going to be
kind of rocky.
Overwhelming. Yes. The second one is on the message.
Yeah.
You have to own the message. And we have a whole entire episode about owning the message.
Yes,
and
I think it's episode
set the
12.
tone. Yes, set the tone because there are going to be a lot of rumors about what's going to happen with AI. And if you don't address this situation, if you avoid these conversations, people is just going to say whatever they believe and it's going to become the truth if you don't have this conversation. So you need to make sure that you know as much as you can about this new implementation so you can communicate and on the message to your employees because again, it's not easy, but the way that you communicate this is the way that most of them are going to take it. And if you from the beginning say, okay, we have to do this thing, I don't love it and it sucks, but it is what it is, that's how they're going to take
exactly
it. And we want you to be honest, but also in a way that is not so negative because people really listens to you. So be careful with that.
Have a lot of influence. But speaking of influence, I think we had an episode as well about like the influencers that are on your team too. So if there's someone on your team that's super into AI and is very knowledgeable, lean on that person. Get a lot of maybe best practices from them, maybe have them kind of advocate for AI and the new process and how cool it might be instead of kind of having that fear that's kind of just lingering. Oh, like leaning on your people too. So it's not just all on you to be the superhero and save the day. Like you've got awesome people on your team that probably are excited for this kind of thing. So them owning the message along with you owning the message will be just make it a little bit easier too.
Yes. And finally it reinforced the human advantage, like why we're here together, why we're working together, reinforce that because today more than ever they're gonna need you. AI is not gonna go anywhere. It's a thing. It's something that happened, and we need to grow as a person, as a professional, as a company with AI. We cannot avoid this because even if they want to do it, we need to kind of like bring back to them. Like in your personal life, can you avoid AI? Can you avoid technology? Like how you're doing it? Because if you cannot do it in your personal life, imagine for a company where we have to be competitive.
Yes.
If we don't implement AI, we're just gonna be behind. Just remember, you represent the company. So everything that you say is gonna take, they are gonna take it like the company is sending the message.
Exactly.
So on the message, listen to them. Remember the human connection and how important it is to be together and how we still need each other. We need each other more than ever.
Yeah.
So don't avoid any type of conversation. Don't avoid their questions because if they feel the way they're feeling. Imagine how, the whole company is feeling as well.
No, it's so true that you're just going to be left behind. I mean, imagine there's so many like mom and pop organizations out there right now, not to call them out specifically, but just in general, there's like small businesses that have zero automation. They're handwriting their receipts, they're handwriting or like they're tracking their stuff. Maybe they're using Excel. Like those places are like, they're falling apart because they cannot keep up with the demands. You're just going to fall behind.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you are experiencing any AI enhancements on your team, or if you've got any best practices on how to kind of own this or own the communication or help other leaders in the community, just implement these things onto their teams, that'll be super helpful. Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe if you like what you heard here today on the LeadHer Lounge.
Yes, and we will see you next week, leaders. Bye.